Hi everyone and welcome to another furious episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, Uncle Muscles, Kyle Charles, and
the black son of a white Italian, T.Y. Chung.
wait, what?
So Dom's son.
We'll get on that in a sec. Let me just introduce it first. And we both just recently saw the 10th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, Fast X.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just to, like I know, obviously I know you watched it, right? But
Yeah.
So Dom's son.
Yep.
He's white Italian in this continuity, and
Wait.
Elena is Brazilian. Yep. So how did their son become black?
What? He's white Italian? No, he's like Dominican or something.
Well, but then John. Okay, but if you're saying John Cena's his brother, unless you're gonna say his mother was. Well, we saw Dom's mother, and we
I
saw
don't know
Dom's
if that's
dad.
his mum or that's his great, because when
It's true.
talks to the kid, he goes, "Oh, your great Abuela," which is Ambrella's grandmother. So
Okay.
that'd make it
All right, but in either case.
But even then,
Yeah. All I'm saying is also. Well, but here's the funny thing, right? John Cena's character is played by a white guy in Fast and Furious 9 when he's having flashbacks, and also John Cena's white, yeah. Young Dom is kind of played by a guy who's, I don't know, he's either mixed or just a light skinned black guy or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then he becomes Vin Diesel, who also does have some black somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit weird. Not weird in that. It's like, okay, does he become whiter as he's older? Is that what's going to happen to this kid?
I don't know.
Yeah, but actually, I have to say, I think the kid in the previous film was whiter than this kid, right?
So no, because he had like the kid, if I remember correctly, in the last one, the kid had like a full fro.
Did he?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm getting mixed up. In either case, I was like, wow, the genetics are strong somewhere because they're nullifying everything else.
Yeah, because I just checked. Yeah, that's his that woman we saw in this is Dom, Jacob, and Mia's grandma.
All right, so Dom's mum. Wait, but then Mia also is like,
Yeah.
I say Italian, but you know, I mean, that definitely not like.
Toretto ain't an Italian name,
isn't it?
No.
All right, well,
I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't know.
In either case,
yeah. But it can't be Italian. Well, it could be, but because
I don't know why
Abuela is Spanish.
Oh, okay, maybe okay. That region then, that Mediterranean region, either that or they the Puerto Rican or that stuff.
Something,
but
I don't know.
yeah,
there's something.
But anyways, before we get completely sidetracked, non-spoilers. What did you think of the film?
I loved it because it was so like over the top and just ridiculous.
I tell you, it was all right. Now here's the thing. All right, not to say I'm not one way or the other, right, at this moment, but you let's watch at some point. You got to watch the first film.
Yeah.
And then you watch this film, and you'd be like, "Wow, that's a massive leap." Right?
Yeah, it took a big left somewhere. It just kept on going.
It's not like it's a gradual leap, right? It's just like bam, bam, bam. Yep. Let's just keep on going. Okay. What I'm saying about this film, no, not all I'm saying, but all right, it is definitely non-stop.
Yeah.
Everyone gets stuff to do in their own separate parts.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good decision, actually. A very good story-based decision.
Yeah.
Momoa is like, yeah, I know what kind of film I'm in. And goddamn,
he knew. He knew.
I'm performing exactly. Well, the thing is, I have to say, there's some things that I'm like, all right, you could have had an explanation for, but you just, I'm just no, this is the way I am, straight up. You know, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But he knew exactly how to. He's been entertaining without and being out there and wacky, but taking the film seriously, as in the sense of, you know, that he's not just there for the paycheck and he's just going full ham.
Yeah, you can tell he's enjoying it. Yeah,
exactly. Alan Richardson was in this, which surprised me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Have you seen Reacher?
No.
All right, so I think I have to. No, I think, but it's just more like I guess his character. You assume, like based on his Reacher character, you just make assumptions about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Keanu Reeves, I read somewhere. Alan Richardson actually said in an interview somewhere that Keanu Reeves was meant to be in that role, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say it would make sense, but it's just like, all right. Well, the Keanu persona, you know.
I don't know.
It would feed into the character without, yeah.
I don't know.
You get the sense that it's, you know.
I don't
Even
know.
though
from that I can't see.
Yeah, but I think the performance would have been not completely different, but different enough. More Keanu. But let me say the other thing as well. You know, in the Hobbs and Shaw, the voice that was controlling that was Brixton's boss.
Yeah.
They wanted to be Keanu as well. So they do want him in this franchise somewhere.
Huh.
Whether he takes a role or not, that's up to him.
Yeah,
but,
different story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I think this film handles stuff pretty well, considering how separate things are happening at the same time.
Yeah, there's like 3 different stories sort of going on at the same time.
Well, was there 4 different stories? Well, there's stuff that weaves in and out as well. All across.
Yeah.
And it's handled well.
Yeah.
Because you're watching and you're like, oh wait, but what happened to these people? But what happened to these people? What's happening to these people? So not that you're waiting for the film to end all, you know, but you're like, definitely gives you enough suspense where you're concerned about what's going on with these characters, and then how it's supposed to thread together.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So Vin Diesel being Vin Diesel, all right?
Yeah.
Maximum Diesel, I don't, you know. Well, he says Vin Diesel as Vin Diesel can get as Dominic Toretto.
I would say they kind of, to a certain extent, turned him down a bit in this one until.
You reckon they toned him down?
No, because like this one, he was more like survival rather than I'm, Mr. I punch through walls sort of.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
His feats and abilities are still more capable than a street racer should, but whatever at this point, yeah. Yeah. So he's got to be that. No issues with him being him as much as he can.
Yeah.
Other people get power ups as well, but I guess at this point they've gradually powered up through the series. So
yeah. They've learnt skills and evolved and stuff like Pokemon do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All off screen, of course, because we've got time to explain this stuff.
But at least they acknowledge that they've been doing this for like 20 years. So I was like, okay, fair enough. You've acknowledged that at this point. So I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're gonna do.
Okay, so this they're making it a trilogy instead of a 2-part.
Yeah.
Now I myself was wondering, without saying this or that or the other.
Yeah.
There's some other characters that are not re-involved in the story. Do you reckon they're waiting? Do you reckon they're gonna wait for the next part to reintroduce those characters?
Yeah, they kind of hinted to it in this one anyway. Yeah, they're gonna do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm waiting to see what Jason Momoa has in plan for these people, even though they're not there at the moment. But then again, this cast is going to be massive for the next movie if they want it. Unless, something happens right at the beginning. Unless, of course, Jason Momoa is like, yo, I'm just going to bomb these people at the very beginning of the movie. Oh, we don't need to see them. Goodbye,
Yeah. Kill off screen like Mute and Hicks from Aliens. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, no, that's... Yeah. I want to say, the performances are what you expect stuff, but it's an action movie at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Is it terrible? No. Is it great? Well, is it epic? Definitely does have some epicness to it.
I would say to me, this is on level epic as like the Lord of the Rings movies. This is
Yeah.
got
Well,
better.
here's the thing. Here's the thing with these movies. They just get more over the top as they go along, and you if you embrace that, you're like, fine, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's what you expect. So I don't expect nothing more, nothing less. In fact, I think I was expecting bombasticness, and this had a bit more to it than I was expecting. But I'm like, hey, well, But then at some points it had less than I was expecting as well, because some characters aren't in it as long as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
And some of the car stunts, yes. Some of the non-car stuff, action, not as great as the car action.
Yeah. But that's these films, isn't it? I mean, like,
exactly.
Yeah. At this point, it's these films, and the car action is like what people are coming to see. For fairness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So no shade to that. Yeah, I don't want to say it's one of them switch off your brain movies, but some of the stuff that they do, of course, as we know, is switch off your brain. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I think actually but taking away all of that, it's actually well done to give people like everyone gets to do something.
Yeah, everyone has a shine. Yeah.
Exactly, and it all feeds into the one big story, which is quite well written.
Yeah. Like to see.
I say in the sense of making the script, whereas the writing in this story is exactly what the writing. John Cena is more John Cena than ever, right? No. Let me rephrase that. John Cena is the friend of all children, WWE John Cena.
I don't know, because he doesn't start off that way. In the end, he does, and then
but it's a really it's a character switch, definitely, from Jacob Toretto from the previous film.
Yeah. But there's reason, you kind of see the reason.
I'm not.
I'm not like one of those weird ones where it's just like, hey, you're a different person now. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's for something off screen. Turned him down. I just feel sometimes you can fill in a little bit. Like, I get probably, here's the thing, right? Him and Mia could still have some sort of brother sister thing, right?
Yeah.
Without getting Dom involved, only because Dom and Jacob are having a beef. Like,
yeah.
So you could be like, oh, Mia, Jacob will always look out for Mia.
Yeah,
Dom look out. Not say Dom look out for himself, but Dom. If your big brother was Dom Toretto, you'd be like, well, what does he need me for?
Yeah, he kind of says that in the film as well. He's like, he's got you got big shoes to follow and that stuff. Like, well, technically, you're
But overall, I enjoyed the antics. I will say that. Yeah,
the antics were good.
Because sometimes you're watching it. Okay, how can it get bigger than this? How can it get bigger than this? But you're like, all right, fine.
You'll find a way.
I guess though, one of those things where you're like, it's kind of actually thin on story.
Yeah.
But well written. Well put together. To be fair as well, Avengers is the same.
Yeah.
Because what's the story in Avengers? Aliens invade New York, whatever, right? Yeah. That's it. That's easily it. Yeah. What's the story in this?
At least with this one, what I gave respect to it as well, they try to tie up so many loose ends, or not loose ends, but like story threads they've already put in like old films, and like rewinded it back to there. You're like, oh, okay, that's okay. You guys actually remember what you're reading. Yeah.
Some things make sense, and some things don't make so much sense. I'm glad that they decided to break it into a trilogy rather than two parts, because there'll be a lot. Unless it's a double-decker film, in the second part, I don't think they would have.
No, they would have to cut out stuff as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So good for them for doing that. It's not going to be like the Hobbit trilogy where you're like, please, this book was.
Yeah.
yeah.
How did you stretch one book into 3 films?
All right. So, do you want to get to spoilers?
Yeah. Spoilers. Yay. Like I said to my mama watching it, they kind of killed off the best actor in the film, if I'm honest.
Okay, well, okay, I was waiting for you to go from the beginning of the start.
Yeah, we'll go from the beginning. I'm not going to say who they killed off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the start of the film is hilarious,
Yeah.
just because they retroly retcon stuff.
Which, by the way, I rewatched the scene as well. So you go through it, and I'll say, and I'll add anything if need be. But
So
yeah,
yeah, they just show the heist bit from Fast 5,
yeah,
where like the bad guy Reyes, I think that's his name, I
yeah.
can't remember,
Mm-hmm.
is talking to someone saying, yeah, this is going to be your legacy, blah blah blah. And then it pans out, and it's Jason Momoa, and then they kind of like recut bits of the film to place him in it. So you're like, oh, he was there the whole
Yeah.
time.
Well,
He blatantly wasn't.
so when you rewatch it, it's quite amazing because what they did was in the actual scene,
Yeah.
he's just a little bit off screen.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like if the camera went to one more step, you would have seen Jason Momoa there.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You're recutting a film that came out like 10 years ago, but yeah, cool.
Yeah. Well, luckily for them, they filmed it with enough space.
Yeah.
Accidentally to allow these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's. So yeah, so all that, and then how Dom kills his dad.
Dom kill. Wait. So it was the bit where Paul Walker. Oh, sorry. Brian O'Connor.
Yep.
And Dominic Toretto pulling the safe, and then Dom's unlocks Brian's chain off the.
This was always the plan.
Yeah, exactly. So then so Dom then swerves his car, which then tilts the vault, which hits one of the center pillars, and then starts rolling about, even though it's not a ball, right?
Yeah.
It's like a massive dice.
Because gravity, yeah.
Yep. So, as in Fast 5, the two of the Humvees line up.
Yeah.
Right? But as in this film, they line up, and then what's his name? Hernan Reyes is looking across to his son.
Yeah.
Dante Reyes, Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, lucky for you guys, you just happen to have that like that because how did you have them why would they line up?
Yeah.
But now why would they line up in Fast 5? Well, now you know because it makes sense.
Okay.
And then the big vault dice, I think they put on the brakes. Hernan Reyes puts on the brakes on his car, and it skips over his car and smashes into Jason Momoa's car.
Yeah.
And sends him into the water down there.
Yeah.
Which he looks like he's dead. And then he opens his eyes. He's alive. He's bleeding from his head. And then they go into the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see we're in California, and Dom's basically teaching his son to drive.
Yeah.
I think can't be more than like.
Wait, how old is his son at this point?
So he can't be more than like 8 or 9.
So they're doing wheelie. What's it called? Not wheelies. Sorry, but
Donuts.
the burnout donuts and stuff like that, right? And then Tom steps out of the car, and you're like, "All right, it's Dom." Yeah, of course, Dom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he walks over to the other side, and you see his little kid with the massive driving wheel, and he's like, "Don't worry, kid, you'll get it." And then the horrible green screen behind Dominic Toretto because, yeah.
And then
The CG in this film, the green screen is sometimes really dodgy.
Yeah. I noticed that.
The rest of the effects are as you would expect. Like, okay, some crazy stuff that that humans wouldn't do or whatever. Not even stunt cars, whatever, right? Yeah. But it's the green screen that stuff out the most as visibly green screen. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Anyways.
And then they go, yeah, we gotta go gonna go home to see your great grandmother and family party time, basically. So we go to Dom's house in LA, and all the cast are there.
Well, all the relevant cast.
Yeah, all the relevant cast. So like, Roman, Tej, Ramsey, Han, what's her name? Letty, Mia.
Oh yeah.
And they're getting ready. Oh, the gang are getting ready to do a mission for the agency in Rome, and Rome is going to be the leader
Yeah,
of this
and
one.
and Dom and Lady are going to sit this one out
Yeah,
because
they're family.
they didn't get the invite ish sort of.
Nah, he goes,
Well, you know, it
oh,
went to Roman. The email went to Roman.
because even I think Dom says, oh, he let Roman want to be leader, so I let him do
Oh
it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
oh
oh,
yeah,
okay, cool,
yeah,
family man. Now you can't be doing that stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
sure. And then so yeah, they're talking about that. And what?
So yeah, because they're going to stay behind with Little B,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Little
little
B
B.
being Little Brian.
Yeah, which I
Um,
still never understand why they called him that, but
yeah,
like I get it, but I don't get it at the same time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so then the four of them, Roman, Ramsey, Tej, and Han.
yeah,
And sometimes we're just gonna say their real names because at this point, you know,
yeah,
they are them as well.
yeah. Basically, just play themselves.
Yeah, because you know, so we could just be calling Jason Momoa instead of Dante Reyes. Anyways,
Yeah,
so yeah, Cipher, Cali's Theron. This is the middle of the night. She's crashing cars. She's in mad condition. She comes out to Dom's house,
yeah,
and Dom's like, "I'm gonna choke a bitch."
yeah.
Um,
Like, you don't understand. Every time I thought about killing you, blah, blah, blah.
yeah, right.
Whoa,
Whoa, Dom. Whoa. First of
yeah,
all, she's beat up. Yeah. And secondly, she's a woman. I've never seen you beat up a woman, but whatever, right?
yeah, sure. But
She's
then,
dying, and you're like, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna put my hands to her throat.
yeah, and he's just
All
like,
right.
well,
I understand. Of course, Dom, but you know,
yeah, understand
I was
me. They
like,
kill your baby
yeah,
mother,
yeah. He's like,
but
I'm like, Vin Diesel, are you gonna bitch slap her?
yeah,
Clearly not, though. Clearly
no,
not. He'll probably hit the wall next to her or something like that as a show of force or something.
yeah,
But you know, or he just dash her over to Letty and let Letty do the damage. Anyways, that didn't happen.
no. And then
Um,
Cypher's like, yeah, I'm here because someone's trying to kill you at me,
yeah,
everyone basically.
yeah.
And then she tells a story that yeah, she was in her whatever, like her hideout.
Her Oracle Clock Tower.
Yeah. And a mysterious man appears saying, yeah, I need your help because, you hate Dom, I hate Dom, we can work
We can
together.
all, yeah.
Basically. And she's like, nah, I'm good. He goes, oh, well. And then all her men point their guns at him. And then he goes, give it a second. And then they all get like, their phones start ringing. Pictures of like their families. Because he goes, yeah, you, just say Stephen, and your wife says her name. And then blah, blah, blah. Basically says everything about all the henchmen. And he goes like, open your phones, and they see the picture of like all these people, all their family members and stuff being kidnapped. He goes, well, you help me, they stay alive. If you don't, they're dead. So they turn on Cypher.
Except for the one guy. Except for the one guy. Yeah. They all turn the guns to Cypher, and he says, "Oh, just a second," and he pulls out a razor blade, and then he shanks the guy next to him, and he goes, "Yeah. So this guy right here, he didn't have anyone to blackmail him with, so
yeah, so
I had to get rid of him. Of course, you know how it'd be. He didn't even have a cat or some dog or whatever to threaten him with. So,
yeah,
all right." And he goes, "You two, come with me. Rest of yous, kill her."
yeah. So then she fights them all off in a pretty good fight scene.
Yeah, which she got magical fighting abilities out of nowhere. But as with this franchise, this is what people do.
What do you mean out of nowhere?
I don't believe she had displayed flying abilities in this franchise before.
She's never had to before.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
See?
Okay, jeez.
Yeah. So she fights them all, escapes. She gets shanked a couple of times, which brings her to Dom's house.
Yeah.
And then so Dom calls the agency. They come to him. Scott Eastwood, Mini Nobody as they call him.
Yeah.
Goes, yeah, cool. We will. We know the plan. Not the plan. Oh, we know she's up to something. We'll contact these people. And we'll try and get your team. And Dom's like, wait, what? What do you mean? Like, they're doing work for you. And he's like, no, they're not. We ain't told them to do anything. Then he realizes, it's a trap. So they go to Rome as well to try and stop this heist, whatever they're doing, where they're trying to... what they think is stealing some new processor chip that someone else is trying to steal. Whatever.
Yeah.
Plot of convenience, whatever. And then so we go to Rome where they're getting ready to do the heist. Everything's going well, they think, until they steal the van, like lorry, and they realize, hey, this isn't a microchip processor or whatever. This is a bomb. And they're like, oh crap, we're gonna die. And then this is where what's his name, Dante or Jason Momoa, enacts his plan. Like, yep, I'm gonna remote control all these things, and I'm gonna blow up the Vatican and blame it on these guys.
And he's talking to the henchmen.
Yeah.
Even though, and he's like, "Oh, you dirty dogs" and stuff like that. Even though they're just there standing still.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you crazy so and so's.
Yeah.
You wacky sons of a guns. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, this guy's what you should deal with. So we see Dom, Letty, and Mr. Nobody, Mini Nobody, get to Rome as well, and they're looking for the team, and they notice by seeing what wasn't it? Not explosion. They notice something, so they chase them down. And Mr. Nobody's like, "Oh yeah, I can probably defuse the bomb, but I got to be near it to do it." So okay, cool. So they're racing through Rome, and this is when Dante starts chasing them too. Hijinks ensue. They stop the lorry. They think, okay, we stopped the lorry, cool. But then, what's his name? Not Mr. Nobody. Dante, yeah, set some explosion. So the lorry jackknifes.
Yeah.
And the bomb falls out of the lorry and it starts like tearing through Rome. So Dom starts chasing it in his car. And then Dante chases Letty on his motorbike, and she's like, okay, I need to catch this guy because he's got the detonator device, and if we get that, we can stop the bomb.
Yeah, I need to stay within a certain... So Tej, Ramsey, Roman, and Han flee into the sewers.
Yeah.
And there's somehow their communication devices still work, but,
Yeah.
And he's like, if you stay, Letty, you stay as close as you can to Dante, I can hack his device and slow down the
detonator,
the countdown or whatever it is.
Give you some time, So
and
then they do all that. Dom kind of stops the bomb, but then what happens? Something hits. That's it. Yeah. So Mr. Nobody's getting close, and then
Little Nobody.
Yep. And then Dante blows up his car.
Yep.
And the carcass of that car hits the bomb that makes it go even more through central Rome, whatever, going downstairs. So Dom reverses, chases it, all that junk, and it's about to get to the Vatican. And
they asked, I think they say something about, okay, if we drown the bomb, we can nullify its explosion by about 10 times.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be some crazy explosion.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, cool. So he tries to get to the lake, and he's not getting to the river.
Yeah,
the river. And he's just about not to be able to do it. And Roman's like, Dom, it's fine. Get out of there. You tried your best. And then in like the corner of his eye, Dom sees like a crane. He's like, okay, if I hit at this angle, it will hit this into the river. And
if I run up this truck, I will cross that Cape Crane and knock it around this direction. It's like, wow, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
he's math genius. So he does that.
yeah.
The bomb rose in.
And here's the thing, right? That's how you know, like you were saying, he's a mutant because his crazy plans never fail.
Nope.
And there's got to be some sort of, how do you know they always succeed? Question mark on it.
Yeah.
Well, because he's a mutant, he's got that ability.
Yeah.
He knows calculations.
Well, he's really Jesus, one or two. So yeah, he does that. It goes into the river. The explosion is nullified a tiny bit, but it still like messes up Rome and that. And And then they get blamed for the attack on Rome. So this forces so that happens. They get forced to be like fugitives.
Yeah.
And the team go into hiding. Dom somehow gets away. Letty gets arrested.
Letty. So here's the thing, right? There's some crazy, like, as much as they can do crazy stuff in cars, they do just as much crazy on motorcycles.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Dante's just throwing magnetic bombs that attach to cars underneath. Yeah, okay, fine. I can get it, right? You dash the bomb, the magnet comes on and goes on. Oh, fine,
that
right?
makes sense. Yeah.
He knocks some a street post lamp, or whatever, is down behind him. Letty pulls the brakes on her motorcycle, springs to the front of her bike. So then it knocks the front of that, then takes it up in the air and spins around so she can land and still chase him. I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
But the most ludicrous thing is she's wearing white jeans, or beige or whatever jeans.
Yeah.
Her motorcycle, he's gone. The police stop her. She kind of drops off her motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like on her backside because she's going so fast. I'm like, right, why is there not a red skid right down your back?
Yeah.
Because you would have yeah. All right. And I know something that she's hitting the brakes. She is hitting the brakes, but at that speed.
Yeah.
That's not going to make a, it makes a difference, but she ain't wearing motorcycle gear, so.
No, exactly. So, it just doesn't make any sense.
But then again, this is the same franchise that The Rock jumped off a motorcycle, just rolled on the ground, and still managed not to hurt himself, so.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and Dominic Toretto fell off a mountain in his car, but still alive, so, hey.
Hey, man, it all makes sense. Yeah, and then, so. Yeah, they were on the news saying, these people, they're bad. So, Tyrese and the crew try to leave Rome. They leave Rome and go to London. Mm-hmm. Dom basically...
Wait, they leave Rome and get on a shipping container at that point.
Yeah. Dom somehow go from Italy to Brazil.
Yeah, because he's like that's where that's back to the scene of the crime or whatever it is, right? Yeah,
because this is when we're introduced to Tess, who is played by Brie Larson and is the daughter of the original Mr. Nobody.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah. And she's like, Actually, sorry, going back a bit. The agency are like, we need to get these guys, over 20 years, they've gone from like stealing DVD players to...
Alan Richardson.
Yeah.
The nobody who is taking control of the agency.
Yeah, Ames.
Just gives everyone... Sorry?
His name's Ames. Yeah.
Gives everyone a backstory of exactly what's going on.
Yep.
For this massive 20-year journey.
Yeah, just in case you've never watched any of them until this point.
Yeah. And how Tess got in there, by the way, was we told her she can't walk in here, but she basically just took snuck one of the guy's cards off him.
Yeah.
And then walked into the control room where Ames is by himself looking at the CG wall of Toretto gang things,
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah. And then he recaps so everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's like you're kind of weird if you're jumping into this franchise on the 10th film, but yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, there must be something behind this because they've done so much for the agency and stuff. So this doesn't make any sense. He's like, no, we got to get them because, that's what we do. We've been letting them take the mick for too long, so we got to bring them in. So she's like, okay, fine, cool. Well, I'm leaving. So then, so then she meets up with Dom in Italy and then gives him some slight intel on...
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. So she He's like, we skipped that bit because he didn't go to Brazil yet. Yes.
Yeah.
So she sent that coded message.
Yeah.
That her dad would send.
Yes.
And wait, hold on. Oh yeah. Helen, the Shaw mother.
That's it. Yeah. That's how he gets. Yeah.
So. They get it. I think they Mother Shaw is talking to Dominic Toretto about, hey, look, you could only done so much. to save as much people as you can
Yeah.
because of the explosion. It's not your fault.
No.
So don't be too hard on yourself and stuff like that. But also, you're wanted by the police and everything now because they framed you for the terrorist attack.
Yeah.
So you got to be extra careful. I tell you what, I'll get some. I'll send. He's the one that sends the coded message. She's the one that sends the coded message for nobody to go and get Dom or something like that, right?
Yeah. And then so they meet. She tells him, I can get you to this place, and I think that there might be something. Wait, does she give him the file then? About
well, she beats up the patrons.
Yeah, she beats all them up, and then
because she's asking for information. No one wants to talk. She's like, all right, fine, and then I think someone tries to fight her.
Yeah.
On behalf of Dominic Toretto, of course, because she's asking about Toretto.
Yeah.
You know how it is. People just loyal to Toretto.
Yep.
She beats them up. She beats up a good couple of people, and then she sees the one guy do not get up to fight her, and she goes over to him. Yep, it's Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they chat.
And she gives him the file, doesn't she? But this is
Yeah, this is the guy.
Dante.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he goes, "Oh, I'll go back to the scene of where this all happened."
Mm-hmm.
So then he goes to Brazil. We see the other guys in London, and they're like, "Okay, we need to get some guns, vehicles, whatever, but we have no money because all our money's been stolen by Reyes and funneled into other accounts that we don't know what they are yet." So like, okay, cool. I know Ramsey's like, I know a place that we can probably get all this stuff on the black market. So they go to a internet cafe in the good year of 2021. Apparently, this is when this film's set. And then they meet. There's a cameo by comedian / actor. Also, he was in Suicide Squad as is it Blackguard? I can't remember his. Pete Davis, who's their arms dealer, and he's like selling like weed brownies and stuff. And Ramsey's like, so we need you to help us get these things. He's like, yeah, sure, I can do that. And then as soon as she logs onto the computer, their information sent out, and he's like, oh, I couldn't help it. The reward was so big. And they're like, basket.
Yeah. Traitor's gonna trade,
Yeah. So they kind of kick rocks, but after two people punch him in the face, they leave. And also, during this whole time, Tej and Roman have a fight because Tej is just annoyed with Roman's.
It's all your fault, Roman. That's why we're caught in this situation. Blah blah. And Roman's like, kind of, but who would have known these things that you just don't know about?
Yeah, exactly.
You owe me a receipt for the money that you used that I brought extra for.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's needling him a lot more as well.
Yeah, so they fight, and then.
Well, they have a sibling tussle.
Yeah,
the best way to put it.
Yeah. And then we go back to Brazil where Dom goes to the abandoned police station from Fast and Furious 5.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Dante basically left out a PowerPoint presentation on why he's doing what he's doing. And saying, you killed my family, I didn't get to have one, you've got yours, so I'm going to destroy your family and everyone who's ever helped you in any sort of way. Like, oh, okay, cool. And then...
I think we got to take a little backtrack because you forgot about something.
What?
John Cena.
Wait, it hasn't happened yet.
No, it happened before this.
Did it?
Yeah. Basically,
no, because I'm pretty sure this is a bit where he realizes that he's coming after his son, and then this is when you go back to where his son and Mira playing Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. All right. Well, to be fair, it does skip back and forth a lot of times, right? Yeah. I think it might have happened before, but if you're going to afterwards, that's fine because we're going to be saying the same stuff anyways.
Yeah. So he realizes that. And then he gets a phone call from him afterwards. But anyway, and then we switch back to LA where we see Mia and Little B playing Hot Wheels on the Xbox, and he wins. She goes, "Oh, you always win." He goes, "Yeah, I know, because I'm good." And then gas grenade gets thrown through the window, and they're like, "Oh no, they're coming!" Because agency people, it's not actually the mercenaries or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so Mia tells him to run upstairs, and she starts fighting some of the guards, and all of us. Brian runs upstairs. Little Brian runs upstairs, and then 2 seconds later, you see someone get thrown down the stairs. You're like, "I can't be that kid."
Yeah. But yeah, and this is what I thought. Brian was going to be fighting people off screen because, I was like, why are they not showing who the person? So obviously, if it's supposed to be the Brian Connor character, Paul Walker's not there. They're not going to show him on the screen because that's what they've been doing all this time.
Yeah, I thought that. He did some weird Home Alone's type thing where he hit the guy with like a bottle of paint or something like that.
Yeah, well, in this franchise with the Toretto family, I wouldn't be surprised if a kid just beat up a grown man.
No, it's not that ridiculous yet. And then, so he runs to the toilet and he starts hiding, and the guard's getting closer and closer, and then you hear his dun, 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 and yeah, so John Cena's here, and he starts just like murdering everyone because he's awesome like
that. He gives someone the SD adjustment through. So it's off in the bathroom.
Yep.
Through the bathroom floor. So even they got really weak house.
Now, to be fair though, that's when he was fighting one of them, and he held their gun, and they were shooting, and they got kind of like destroyed the floor. True. So yeah, I was gonna say either he's super strong, the floor's super weak, or that guy's super heavy. See, I pay attention, man. I'm paying attention. So then, so all that happens, and AB.
By the way, it was using it on that. By the way, I was like, okay, this makes sense because you are throwing a guy. You're not trying to Death Valley drive the guy, right? You're throwing him on his back, and he's just gonna break his back on the floor on the other floor.
Yeah. So he does.
So I was like, all right, I see it. It makes sense.
And then Mia's like, "Oh, Jacob, you're here." He goes, "Yeah, Dom sent me. I'm coming to get little Brian, and we'll meet in the place we said if anything goes bad, we'll go." She's like, "Okay, cool." Yeah. So then Mia drives off. They get into Jacob's 1995 Ford Mustang, and little Brian's like, "Why do you have this?" He goes, "Because this is the car I beat your dad in." So then they drive off, and then I think we're back to
London, right? Tej, Roman, Han. They like you said, they get the accounts wiped out and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then Han's like, "I know a place where we can get like what we need."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You don't need to do this." He goes, "Yeah, I have to." And they're like, "Oh, I know where he's going." So then he knocks. Go on. Yeah,
you're go on. You say this scene, and I'll have to stop you at a certain point. Go on.
Then he knocks on this door, and actually no, we see Jason Statham punching up some punching bag, and from the end of Fast 9. Yeah,
well,
Fast 9, yeah.
It's supposed to be, but Han's haircut is not the same.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So Han somehow managed to grow hair from the Yeah, are you going to say the end of 9 was Ultimate Universe, or are you saying that Shaw didn't see the rest of his hair? What was it?
Yeah.
He could have just got his haircut during the film, right? That would stop the continuity errors, but it's just like, what?
Yeah.
So watching the film, I didn't think anything of it. Though I didn't know. I was like, wait a minute, didn't he have short hair in 9? And then I rewatched it. I was like, oh, yeah, bit of a continuity, fudge there. I mean, should have just had him in his haircut. So here's the thing, right? He should have just kept his haircut from 9. I don't see why they had him grow out. Just
Yeah, unless they just refilmed the scene.
Yeah, I mean, no, I know. No, as far as they refilmed the scene, they did it again, but it's just like, you could have just had him with short hair. It didn't,
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't take me out of the film or anything.
Yeah.
And then So then.
Wait, by the way,
Hmm?
it's funny because they're meticulous. They're meticulous, putting Jason Momoa back in a scene that's 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
But a scene that's like 2 years old, they're like, you know?
Yeah, no one's gonna remember. To be fair, that's probably like, no one cares. It's just hair.
Yeah, it is true. It is true.
Yeah, and then so they start. Well, Jason Statham just starts fighting him. He's like, dude, I just
There's only one reason a dead man comes to my door, and he pulls him in, closes the metal door, and then he just fighting him.
Yeah,
Han was just trying to pull out his snacks because that's how you do.
Yeah, so they keep fighting.
Well, because they made a point to say that Han in Fast and Furious 6 he didn't actually have fighting ability.
Yeah.
And I was like, how's this gonna go?
Yeah.
Right? But Jason Statham's dominating. Han's getting his bits in here and there.
Yeah.
Even they could have actually legitimately trained on his because he was help protecting that girl in number 9. So he did have some. Anyways, and then the other side of the building gets infiltrated by the agency. Yeah. So Han and Shaw stop fighting each other to fight the agency people.
Yeah.
Jason Statham's taken like 10 people out, and Han's taken like 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah. So then, while this is going on, like Tej and Nat are like, I know we need to get in because Han's probably gonna get killed by Jason Statham by sure because he's a killer. And then they get accosted by some of the guards, and they beat up those guards. Not guards, sorry, like the agency work. They are agency,
yeah,
agency guys. And then
the stuntmen in helmets and SWAT gear.
Generic stuntmen, yeah. So then they get in. And
no, but I only say that because there's a lot of them. And I'm like, actually, that's quite smart because the amount of times like they're probably the same people all the time, but they look like there's multiples of them.
Yeah. And then so they get through. They've all beaten up everyone, and then they kind of explain to
Sure,
what's going on. He's like, okay, cool, come with me, and he takes them to his like little armory.
Yeah.
And
oh no, that the guy, the punching bag guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he jumps out and runs away, and then and just like, no, Roman's like, okay, what is that?
Yeah, and no one explains nothing by the way. They just carry on.
And he's still like, no, seriously, what is that?
Yeah.
He's like more scared about that than what just happened, which I don't blame him because that's just weird.
Yeah.
And then I think we did from here.
Yeah. So Shaw's like
somewhere. I think this where we see the Letty bit where Miss Nobody visits Letty in prison.
Wait. I thought okay. This is what this. So I thought this is a bit where Shaw goes. All right. So here's my armory. Let's take some stuff. Oh, hold on. And they say they're going after everyone that's associated with Dom Toretto, and he's like, all right. Well, I'm going to take my stuff and go in my car that has a license plate Road Rage Latest Gang, and that's it. That's you see him for like 5 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and he's on the posters and everything, you know.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Not, I want to say I was mismarketing something, but it's just like he did his scene and went. All right, I thought there was going to be more of him in the film where you see him rescue his mum or something like that, but nah. All right,
but
because exactly. I don't blame them, but I was just like, you know, when you just expect. Though no doubt, probably the next film will probably start with him just beat a whole bunch of bodies on the floor and his mum saying "Well done, son" or something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think they might long that out, so I don't think they.
Yeah.
They'll probably show him doing it.
Well, that's what happened at the beginning of number 7. That's why I was saying.
Yeah.
But sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so the Miss Nobody goes to speak to Letty, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm here because Dom sent me, and I got a plan to get you out. Just got to follow my lead." And Letty's like, "What?" Yeah. So then she stabs Letty with like a small blade, whatever it is, and then makes it look like Letty's holding her by the throat with a knife.
Yeah.
And so then the guards come in and sedate Letty, and Miss Nobody gets away.
Yeah. And I thought, by the way, because I mentioned earlier about how she took the card, the key card off a guy to come in to see Ames. So I thought when she said, "I have a plan to get you out of here," and she's gonna hand Letty a key card because it's like they mentioned it before. I was like, "Oh, okay." No, that didn't happen. I was like, "Oh,
no,
right, okay,
okay,
all right."
makes sense.
Yeah, just like you think sometimes they mention something, not that you'll be ahead of the game. You're like, okay, maybe at some point this will have some relevance later on.
Yeah,
and then when it doesn't, you're like, huh.
Like, oh,
you write yourself a solution, but you just okay, all right.
Yeah, and then I think then we're back in Brazil, I believe, and Dom drives up to a little race gathering, and we see the guy with all the tattoos that he made friends with in Fast 5. And he's like, Dom, you're back. Yeah. How can we help you? He goes, don't worry, you already have. Because you see in the corner of his eyes that someone's calling up Reyes.
Yes.
Done your bit. And then Reyes, so then Dante comes driving in, and he's super flamboyant and hilarious.
Oh, man. Yeah. So this is also where I was like, so, okay. I was thinking about it and going, so what? He's had 10 years to go after Dom. Why has he not gone after Dom for 10 years? I'm like, when I saw the car crash at the beginning, when he got knocked into the river, I assumed he was going to be in a coma for X amount of years, right? Yeah. And then when they said, oh, he's insane and stuff like that, because in the files, right? I was like, okay, so he cracked his head in that whatever it is, was in a coma for X amount of years. No, I want to say 10, but let's just say 8, because then he has 2 years to plan this craziness.
I'll say less than that.
Yeah. Or something, right? But he just gives the explanation why he didn't do it earlier. And then the reason he's so over the top is just because his brain's... his mind is now super sane like the Joker.
Yeah, because he said, I've got a crack in my head and... that's a bit weird. And then you find out... but like they tell like his story before, like he was in a mental... like insane asylum before he was a kid and stuff like that. And
yeah. Now... Yeah, I was like, okay, so they could... They just give the explanation. He's just wacky like that, you know? Yeah. He's intimidating in the flashbacks where he's just standing there.
Yeah.
When he's not saying nothing. But then when you see him, he's like, wow, man, I am OTT.
Yeah, he's just enjoying all the murder he's doing. Yeah. Oh, wow, this guy. Mm-hmm. Good on him, I guess. Yeah. And then, so he comes and goes, oh, yeah. Oh, Dom, you're such a legend. You're so awesome. I can't wait to like race you, But I don't think we will. And then him and his homies pull out all their guns, and then all the other guys who are racing pull out their guns, and like we stand with Dom, because he basically free Brazil, whatever. That's the bestest way of sort of putting it. And then he's like, yeah. So then they decide they're gonna determine this through a race, including the guy Don made friends with the tattoos and a mysterious new racer who has been doing the rounds in Brazil.
Yeah.
Who may be relevant, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so they have the race. But before the race,
isn't she the current race champion or something like that?
Yeah. Because she wanted to race Dom. He's like, I don't do that never. Yeah. And then while they're talking, before the race starts, Dante's like, yeah, you know what, Dom, I've been waiting a lifetime to race you. I've heard so much things about you, but you save on these people, but how do you decide who you save? And Dom's like, wait, that sounds quite ominous. Yeah.
And he's looking at Diego. Diego's his friend, right?
Yeah.
And then he's looking at Isabella, who is the other girl, and he's like, uh-oh. But I'm still going to race.
Yeah. Because he's still trying to figure out that if it was.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay.
He's like, what's his game exactly?
Yeah. He's like, okay, sure. And then they race, and everything's going okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think he says it to Dom again, doesn't he? I don't know how Dom hears him.
Yeah, he says it. Yeah, because I think he hacks it. He's hacked into Tom's radio. Dom's radio or something like that. Because he's hacked into their things before.
Yeah, and then this is when he's like, oh, and then Diego drives off really fast. I'm gonna win. And he goes, oh man, you should have done that.
He uses his NOS too early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Sure they make sure he's clear ahead because of what happens next.
Yeah. So then, Dante flips a switch and presses the button and activates a bomb, and boom, Diego's car explodes.
Yeah. So Dom chose to save. I thought personally, it was going to be like, so you choose one to die and one to live, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, of course he's going to choose the pretty girl to live. Of course, he's Dominic Toretto. He's going to leave some Jabrani man to, But no, actually, there's one with her car as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
So he clocks that as well. So he drives her into a side of a parked car, and she's like, "What you doing?" And it kind of like makes the car go on two wheels.
No, yeah. So the car. This is the thing, right? She knocks her car, goes sideways.
Yeah.
Right. Scrapes against another car, which parked car, wherever it is, right?
Yeah.
And the bomb gets pulled off.
Yeah.
So her car crashes.
Yeah.
Not over dramatically, of course, because she got to live.
Yeah.
And that bomb goes off.
Yeah.
And then Dom stops to see how she's doing.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa, and Dante's like, well, I'm the only one racing, so I guess I'll win.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he saves her, obviously. And then she wakes up and they're in her house, and he's looking at this picture on a wall, and she goes, "You knew, didn't you?" She goes, "Yeah, I knew Elena's sister." Yeah, Then he says something weird like
something about the look in her eyes.
Yeah,
you kind of like
can tell. Well,
yeah, exactly. I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second, right? This girl looks like she's 24 or something like that, early 20s. Elena looked like a fully grown woman, right?
Yeah,
like mid 30s or early 30s or something. But even if you're saying 10 years later, right?
Yeah,
that girl would have been 14,
yeah,
or something, right?
Yeah.
I didn't ever say her age, but it's just like, well, that's quite a gap. That's quite a sibling gap.
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna say maybe it was her daughter, and I was like, what? Wait, hold on a second.
That'd been weirder, but that makes no sense. Sister makes sense. Okay, she could be.
Just a massive age gap between them.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she felt bad because her sister was like a cop and she's trying to do stuff, and what she's doing, she's just a street racer. And someone's like, something, encouraging something.
Yeah. Dom Toretto family talk.
Yeah. She's like, oh, okay. And then she brings up, when Reyes killed Elena's husband, she did all she could to get like information on him and all that stuff. And then she's like, oh, wait, I think she still has these files, and she goes to find the files. And okay, cool.
Yeah.
He
he walks out being Dom Toretto because he walking around because he knows that Ames is following him.
Wait, this is a bit off because they find the files. I can't remember the files say. I can't remember if it's important. It probably is, but anyway. And then he's like, I gotta go. And she's like, I'm coming with you. Oh wait, I think we messed this up.
Go on.
I think this is when he finds out that the police station bit. Yeah. Anyways, we'll just for that bit anyway.
Yeah. So just that little tidbit. So Ames is following Dom. Dom's like nods to the people that the people of Brazil because like he's their savior.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, man. They're going to walk up to Ames and they, Holmes, you got a pretty nice watch there.
Yeah.
Nice them sunglasses. And they try to mug him and he's like, nah, mate, nah.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen. You want my watch? And he just takes the watch off a guy and punches him in the head with it afterwards.
Yeah.
You do need a new watch, bro. First of all, looking at Alan Richardson, right? And if you're the guys who are like half his size, why were you gonna fight him?
More than that, yeah. Like Alan Rick was like his character. So in this point, it's so stupid. Literally, on mum, he sticks out like a sore thumb. You're like a well-dressed, tall white guy in the slums of Brazil.
Well.
Yeah. And you think Dom's not gonna know you're following him from like behind?
Yeah.
It's like, the worst.
Yeah.
How you?
Yeah, because he's a tall guy as well. He's like 6'4" and stuff like
exactly.
that. Massive.
Like you stick out, dude. If this was like the streets of like LA or something, no one would bat their eyelid. But you're in the slums of Brazil. People's gonna notice straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So like you say, Dom arrives at the police station, finds Dante's
manifesto. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say his board of worship.
Yeah, he's
Dom Toretto shrine.
Yeah, his PowerPoint presentation. He's like, you killed my father. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Blah, all that other stuff. Yeah. And then, meanwhile, this is all going on. Little B and Jacob are having a road trip to
the important location where Dominic told them to be, which we don't know because he never says.
Yeah. But then they have little bonding bits where you could tell John Cena's like, I like this kid. He's my nephew. Then they go to airport and Little B's like, I thought we meant to try and hide. He goes, you need a tail. And they're like, what does that mean? Okay, cool. Sure. Then they get on the airplane. They're flying. And then one this story, this gives John Cena a beer, like 3 bottles of vodka. And then Little B's like, what's that about? He's like, don't worry. After 3, we're going to go to the toilet. 3. So they go to the toilet. And then while they're walking to the toilet, 3 men get up and follow them. Yeah. And then get to bed. The toilet is John Cena beats them all up and locks them in the toilet
together. Together.
Yep. And the air stewardess locks the door.
By the way, I thought she gave him 3 bottles of vodka because that's how many men were following.
Yeah.
Like I thought she gave him 3, and then you're like, when the 3 guys got up, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that means that, right?
Yeah.
No, it didn't actually mean that.
No. So then they get,
and I'm like, oh yeah, this air stewardess. That's why I assumed, by the way, the air stewardess is part of his group or something like that, or someone he knows. But no, he just must have just. Oh yeah.
He goes, oh yeah, she's a friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
And then they're under the cockpit, they're under the plane, and all this time, for some reason, he was carrying a kayak. We thought it was a kayak, but it's actually a miniature gliding plane thing.
Yeah.
So he's when you're a spy, you get all this cool stuff. So we're gonna use this to get to
which I accept, by the way. His logic there.
Yeah.
Spies, all right, whatever.
And then that was it. And then he goes, oh, that's how we lose the tail. Obviously, he wanted them to follow them there, so then they can lose him.
Yeah.
Through mine. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So then, they fly down, whatever. Try to think what else happens before they get to the special rendezvous place.
Yeah. Now, is this where Letty wakes up, or is that late on?
I think this is where Letty wakes up. We're all over the place, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where Letty wakes up, and she looks, because they cut their laser repairing her stab wound from Miss Nobody. And then she looks over and she sees Cypher. She's like, oh, give me a break.
Yeah.
And jump forward a bit. Her and Cypher are just there.
Cypher, for some reason, she's pressing buttons at the side of her healing station or whatever it is. And hacks it somehow, right?
Yeah.
But she's Cypher. She get them abilities, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Causes malfunction at the upper deck, which then puts anesthetic gas and KOs all the doctors.
Yeah.
And then she gets the laser to cut her shackles off. She helps Letty get out, and then she's like, all right, well, let's go up there, and this is the plan, right? So we can go up this shaft, I've disabled this thing, and we'll be scot-free. And Letty goes, oh, so how much time do you think we have? And I just assume what she means was that before the guards get there, right?
Yeah.
So they got, and Cypher goes 4 minutes, right? And then Letty says, okay, well, now I have to do it. And then she decides to fight her. Right. All right. I guess. But wouldn't you want to escape first? Because you only got 4 minutes and then beat her up or something like that? Okay. Which, by the way, they show in the trailer.
Yeah.
The final trailer. They show the entire fight.
Yep.
Which
that's what you do nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have quite a tussle. With they're I want to say Street. Like, at this point, Letty's got whatever like street fighting abilities, and Cypher just shows she can do a lot of stuff as well. So they have a match, which Letty then wins with a flying Meteora.
Yep. Yeah. And,
knocking Cypher into a glass cabinet that shatters, aka the Jason Todd trophy chest thing, right?
Yeah. Keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she climbs up. She's just in the prisoner, like they're wearing white, right? The white prisoner trousers things and the sports top, whatever, right?
Yeah.
The sports vest. Now she gets to the top, she opens the thing and she sees that in the Antarctica.
Yeah. Oh, great.
And she's like, right, slinks all the way down.
Yeah.
Cypher's there with snow boots and the jacket and says, yeah, you forgot about these.
Yeah.
And so Letty's like, fine,
yeah, you got a point. So yeah, and then I don't know what happens because this is where we don't see like Tej and them for a while, really, don't we?
No, we don't see them for a bit
until near the end, and then
So this is.
Yeah. So then that's it. We get to the bridge. Oh, how did they get to the bridge from number 5?
The bridge from number 5.
Yeah, where
So Jacob and Little B get to the.
Oh no, not even then. I'm talking about in Brazil when they had the little shootout.
Oh, damn it! Did they arrest him at the prison? The police station.
Yeah, they arrested him at the police station. Yeah.
They somehow.
Yep.
Just basically captured Dom at Dante's base of operations.
Yeah, because Dante kind of tipped them off. That's how I sort of figured it.
Yeah, well, no, there is an explanation. I just say somehow now because at this point there is no explanation.
Yeah.
So, and then Alan Richardson's like, sorry, Ames is like, see, Dom, right? You think that you and your loyal band of merry thieves and whatnot, what you do is you convert people to your cult. You get some of these law-abiding citizens like myself, right? Who are the law, in fact.
Yeah.
What you do is somehow you turn them to your way and they become criminals. No, it ain't gonna happen to me, mate. No, that's not how things roll here. You are scum, right?
Yeah. Then he starts talking about basically technology taking over everything, and soon it will be robots and stuff doing what they're doing. And Dom's like, "I bet you better buckle up." And he's
and he's like, "No, I still got the rest of my promo to go through."
Yeah.
What do you mean? Are you listening?
That's the worst thing, though. Like, if I saw someone just like, if I was in that situation, like one of the guards, and I heard Dom say, "Yeah, buckle up," like.
No, if you strap up, he holds to the side, the sides of the prison van, and Ames is like, "Nah, I'm still talking. You listen to me, Dom." This is why, by the way. This is why. Anyways, and then you see a missile fly and smash into the side of the armored vehicle.
Yeah.
And then it flips over. Of course, everyone survives because that's how it is.
Yeah.
Then Dante's in his car.
Yep.
Driving out with his people, going, shoot them, kill them all.
Yeah.
Because, woo!
Yeah. So then shootout happens, and Dom's trying to protect people as he does, and then Ames kind of notices that. He's like, okay, he's on.
Dom is lifting a car, flips over a car with one hand.
Yeah. That's a bit, yeah. And then they kind of get the better of the goons, and then Miss Nobody comes and helps them. And you're like, oh yeah, they're doing well, yay.
Mm.
And then they corner Dante. He's like, okay, I'm sorry. And then Dom starts beating the crap out of him. He's like, oh wow, you're quite strong. And he starts like fanboying out on Dom.
Yeah, and Dom starts throwing him around. And I was like, Go on. You?
I was like, no, I was the same thing. Like, okay, is this the end of the film? This is weird. I mean, this feels weird. Yeah. And then he like points his finger and goes boom, and then you see Miss Nobody get shot.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what?
And then Dante's like, whoa, so dumb. I've got snipers around, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, that person.
Ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're dying because of you.
Yeah. Just
yeah.
like my father. This is where you killed my father. Blah blah blah.
And I was like, I could congratulate Dante. By the way, the best way to beat Dom Toretto physically is to actually best way to fight Dom Toretto is not to fight him.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then he shoots Ames as well.
Yeah.
And so Dom's like, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? Sort of thing. And then he takes God's eye off of Miss Nobody because that's what he wanted all along.
Yeah, so he got her to use the device to track him to take it off her. I'm like, all right.
Man, this guy's he's an evil genius. He really is.
Yeah, his plans are out there, but they make sense.
Yep. So then
this is where Dom somehow gets a car. Right, they're shooting at him. He gets a car door, and what's it called? Elena's sister's there as well.
Oh yeah, because he takes her as well. Yeah, because he brought her with her, didn't he?
Yeah. So he uses a car door to block bullets. All right.
Bullets, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
I'm like, all right. I mean, to be fair, it's a the reinforced armored vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Probably that door. But I wasn't paying attention at that point. I was like, okay.
Yeah, same. I was like, huh?
I was like, all right. And this was half genuine, half jokingly. I was like, he's gonna do the thing like Incredible Hulk, where he gets two parts of the cars, and starts using them as weapons.
And yes, he did.
I was going to throw a car door like Captain America's shield. All right.
Yeah, like
he didn't do that, but I was like, it was not out of the realms of possibility for me, and I was like, not only does the man drive a car, he uses the car. All the parts.
If he didn't do it, I wouldn't be like I wouldn't be like, okay.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't be like, no, that's stupid. Like, oh, okay, that kind of works out. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. But yeah, she's trying to cover up fetal position, and he's like, deflecting bullets with the car door.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Right. Usually, you think you're behind a car door in the real world. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to obscure your position.
Yeah.
In movie, somehow these things block bullets.
Yes.
Yeah. Even though the slightest bullet interaction with a car causes the car to explode.
Yeah. Movie logic, man. Movie logic. Because this happens in every film. It's like, you know what? I'm just not going to question this anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm too old to be in this.
yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah. That's how they deal with that. Oh, yeah. So, Dante gets away.
Yeah.
Miss Nobody's bleeding out. Dom's putting in a car. He's going to drive her off. And Elena's sister's like, no, I'll do it for the family.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Do it for my nephew. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was like, okay, cool. She'll be in the next film. And then,
by the way, we'll get to it more later on, but the lineup for the good guys is quite extensive.
Yeah.
Right? The lineup for the bad guys, so far, is just Jason Momoa.
Oh, is it, though?
Yeah, at this point it is, and then I'm like, right, okay.
No.
But go on. Oh, yeah. More. This is also where Ames is like, yeah, Dom. I mean, you prove yourself such a good man, right? I want to be part of your family. He's like, he done that 180 from exactly everything he just said 5 minutes ago.
Oh wow!
But he goes, I understand why now everyone teams with you and stuff like that. See, I get it. I get you.
I was like, you switched quicker than Hobbs did. At least Hobbs took him like 2 films, but all right.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so then he's like, we're gonna help you get your family. So then this is where we go back to Jacob and Little B, where they get to the place that they were talking about.
Yeah, the mine.
Yeah.
/ Batcave from Batman 1966.
Yeah, it's Jacob's cave. Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, so this is my cave. You know, this is where I do all my stuff. Hope you enjoy it. And then Little B's like, he said he'll be here. And then Jake was like, yeah, he's going to be here. Don't worry. But till then, you know, it's just uncle-nephew time. Then he looks over and goes, oh, what's that? And he sees like a car covered in like a black cloth. He goes, oh, something I've been working on. He goes, oh, I'll show you.
I thought when the Little B took the cover off, it was going to be the same car that Dom had. So
yeah, same.
Just built, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like the car from like Fast and Furious 1 that he wrecked and somehow he fixed. Something like that. I thought it was going to be some car to do that past.
Yeah.
But I was wrong, and I'm okay with that.
No. Yeah. It was a reinforced car with rockets.
Yep. Which looked
and
awesome.
Missile launcher, whatever craziness.
Yeah.
But, all right.
No, sure.
I suppose.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then...
it was a Mad Max car.
Yeah. And then while that's going on... I think we might have already... Not skipped a bit, but gone to another part. And then the alarm goes off because Dante's and his men are heading there. So Jacob and Little B.
Yeah, wait, yeah, because they used God's Eye to find them, right?
Yeah. So then Jacob and Little B leave the Batcave in this I want to say Cinemobile, whatever.
Yeah. For now, it'll be the Cinemobile.
Yeah. So they're driving and they make an escape, and then he starts firing off rockets and stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing well, but then the odds are getting stacked against them because there's so many of them. And while this is happening, Dom and Ames...
Oh, hold on. This was funny as well, by the way, right? So he tells Little B to push the rocket button, right?
Yeah.
So your kids just killed people.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's fine. Kill or be killed. I don't know.
Yeah. No. But it's just like it's weird.
Yeah, same. I was like, oh, you just open your nephew up to murder. Awesome.
Yeah. It's like fair enough if you're doing it. Fair enough if you're a spy. You're doing it, whatever, right? You're the adult making the decision. But you're like, yeah, kid, you killed them. High five. Well,
I was like, oh, okay, that's not weird. Yeah. And then...
so if that kid grows up to be and Dante Reyes, well, yeah.
To be fair though, the way his life has been, he's gonna grow up to have issues anyway. Think about it. Like, he has family members that come back from the dead on a regular basis. You know, he's
the Gohan equivalent, right? Where Gohan was just hanging out with magical, like crazy martial artists and aliens and whatnot. When he went to school, everyone's like, "Oh, that's stuff he's winning." No, it's normal life. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's just, he just didn't have a chance. Like, his cousins, like Brian and Mia's kids, and be like, wow, man, we're more adjusted than you. Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. So, they're getting chased. The rocket jams?
Yeah.
Something like that. So, Little B has to climb outside. No. Jacob's like, oh, damn it! The thing, the rockets can't launch. He looks back, Little B's gone. He's like, "Where you gone?"
That's a bit later on because you forgot about the bit where this is when they're getting close up upon, and then the Ames and Dom are getting close. And he goes, "Oh, there's no landing strip here. We got like a mile out." And then Dom goes to his car. He goes, "Who said anything about landing?" So then he drives out the helicraft.
Oh yeah.
Lands on a few cars, takes them out, then he gets to the tunnel.
Yeah, because I'm like, he's falling from quite a distance, right?
Yeah.
How's he gonna? Even Vin Diesel in a car cannot survive. Well, he probably could, but you know. But yeah, he crashes on other cars and then he goes. I'm like, okay, I'm not. I mean,
it works.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say how much it works, but it's better than it. If he just straight up landed and drove, I'd be like,
yeah,
of course.
Those tires would explode as soon as they hit the ground. Yeah.
But because he didn't, I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah,
fine.
I was like, okay, I could slightly buy this. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So then, this is when the high-speed chase happens. They get to the tunnel, and Aim's like, okay, we're like a mile out from a dirt road. So Dante catches up to him, and this is when you're talking about the rockets are still jammed. So Little B climbs out and undoes it, and is like, yeah, we did it.
Undoes it by the the usual adult thing where you smack your TV until it works. That's basically what he did. He just smacked the bomb, just smacked the missile with his hands until it shifted.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, did it. And then this is when Dante steals him from the car.
Yeah.
And Jacob's like...
Yeah, Dante looks out and he says, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Right there for the pilfering. And literally just goes, yoink.
Yeah, yoink. And then Jacob's like, oh, no. Dom, they got
him. And then he does that little wave to Jacob like, oh, yeah. What now?
And then Jacob...
Nudge, wink. You know?
Yeah.
Nudge, wink, smirk.
Yeah. And then so... Dom and Jacob start chasing him, but Jacob has to sort of like back out because his fuel line's cut.
Yeah.
So he's losing petrol fast.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, I think Dante does. He nudge Dom onto the wrong side of the road. So he's driving against people coming the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And then you've got Dante's people coming towards Dom.
Yeah.
And like you said, Jacob's fuel is running out. He goes, Dom, I unfortunately I can't race this race with you. But then he sees the people. And he goes, you know what, Dom? I got one last gift to give.
Yeah, thanks for being such a good brother. I'm like, not really. He kind of like, he exiled you from the family for like 30 years, but sure, okay, whatever. All right.
So he drives his car into the center concrete, which then kind of tilts.
Yeah.
And land. You know what? It wasn't even an epic landing, by the way. I thought he was going to land in the center and then launch his missiles everywhere, right? Yeah. No, he just car flips, flops, and then explodes. I'm like,
no, what he does, if I remember correctly, he turns the rockets towards the ground. So he drives, shoots some rockets, so he cars flips, lands on them, and then when that lands, obviously the impact blows up all the other rockets that kills all them. And I was
I thought what he was going to do, because this is the Fast family, you know, they don't die. It's got to go up, right? Turn upside, his car flip upside down at quite a height, right? Shoot, so you can shoot missiles downwards at them, while then it rotates and lands back on its wheels afterwards. But no, that didn't happen. I was like, wait a minute. All right.
And then he killed him. And
I thought he was going to have a bit more of a something, you know? Yeah. All right. So, he dies.
Wow.
Huh.
Or is he dead?
Okay. Yeah. Well, is he dead? But it's true because no one. But it was like, well. As much as definitive deaths go, unless you're going to tell me he came flying out of the car somewhere.
Yeah, because like my mum said that, she goes, I don't think he's dead. This is at this point in this franchise, I don't know if anyone dies. Like, good point, especially what happens at the end. Like,
exactly. But yeah, so that's that. Dom's like Jacob, but then he's still got chasing after his son.
Yeah. He gets his son back.
Yeah. Some sort of. So what's he do? He.
Oh yeah, because he's chasing, and then helicopters come and try to start shooting at him, and then they do the whole spike on a metal rod through his car, and he uses the power of Diesel to somehow use more force of the car to bring the helicopters down and crash into each other. Yeah. And then he uses them as weapons to destroy other cars.
Yeah. And knock around Dante as well, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And then he tells Little B to jump out the window. Yeah. So Dom Tarog, the car window, by the way, the side window, so Dom could catch him.
Yeah, while they're doing like some weird like spin thing. Yeah, he catches him. And then
well, to be fair, when he did his earlier plan of, you know, knocking the bomb into the river with the calculations he did, and then he did this craziness. I'm like, all right, because he's already done it. He's already displayed he can do it. So
that makes sense, man. Makes sense.
Yeah. But basically, he killed 2 helicopters with a car.
Yeah, beating Bruce Willis in Die Hard 4.
Yeah, he only killed 1 helicopter with a car.
Yeah,
and he killed the car as well. So, you know.
Yeah, and then then they get to what he thought was the runway where he's meant to meet Ames.
Yeah, which by the way looks like the bridge from GoldenEye.
Yeah, and all this is happening in Portugal as well. But what I was watching this bit, I was like, this reminds me of the Hoover Dam, because that's what the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
I was like, sure, whatever. I don't know. I haven't been that far.
But then again, GoldenEye took place in Russia, so that beginning bit. So hey. Anyways, so you get two massive Optimus Prime trucks.
Yeah, I was like, Optimus.
yeah. And then you got and Ames is like, yo, oh no, was it Dante saying, yeah, actually,
You're here.
you know
It's
what,
just where I
Dom?
want you to be. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then Ames like, yeah, wait, because no, Tej, Han, and Roman are on their plane towards him. Okay, don't worry, don't run away.
Yeah.
And then they get missiled basically, and their plane then gets shot, zooms past the bridge,
Yeah.
crashes into a mountain,
What
and deflects off it somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see the man with the missile and his aims, and he's like, "Yeah, back on when we come and Dom. Yeah, and everything I told you, by the way, was a lie."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see a flashback.
Ago.
Yeah. Of the person that Herman Reyes was talking to in the room.
Yeah.
That Jason Momoa was outside of was Ames.
Yeah.
So they were linked. And when Jason Momoa was after the safe was torn out of the police station, and you see Jason Momoa just staring angrily into the void.
Yeah.
Ames steps to the side of him and says, "Yeah, yeah."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, them bastards essentially.
Yeah, and then this is where he says, I'm gonna kill you all.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
yeah. The two Aquamans together, right?
Yeah.
They just need Justin Hartley to join them, and then you like all the three live action Aquaman versus
versus Groot. Yeah.
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 But yeah, so Ames, so when he turned face, he never actually turned face, and he was never face to begin with. He was always a heel.
Yeah, he was a bad guy. Yeah.
Dom is like, okay, well, the two trucks are just going to smash into Dom in the center. He's got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So what does Dom do?
Well, he goes.
He does.
Oh, he goes. Oh, I've taken everything from you. He goes. You didn't take away my car. And then,
Yeah. Yeah, and then Dom does the craziest dumb stuff that he usually does do.
Yep.
Just drive off the bridge. Yeah. So you can't go this way, you can't go to the left, and you can't go right. Where are you gonna go?
Forward, baby.
Yeah, off the bridge.
Yeah, he does that. And I'm not gonna lie, this bit did look awesome.
Yeah. Well, okay. First of all, part of it, the two semis crash into each other, called massive explosion, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then Dom is out racing the explosion.
Yeah, but then it made like the whole thing look cool. Oh, that's gonna be cool. But then when you see after he outraces the explosion, gets to the river, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you see the distance of what it really was, like that doesn't make any sense.
No, never does, right?
No.
And the speed he's going. In fact, when he's driving when he's chasing Dante in the car, right?
Yeah.
You don't really think he's at top speed, and when he's driving away from the helicopter, somehow he shifts gears even more.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. I mean, how many gears do you have?
All the gears.
Yeah. How many more gears do you have in your car? But whatever to that as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But so the explosion happens behind them, and he's like, all right, and he's chasing into his car, and his car's got NOS in it or whatever it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, by the time the flames get into your car, isn't gonna cause an explosion. No, I press the button, and he shoots away from the flames. But you would have thought you're feeding stuff from a tank to the flames.
Yeah.
So shouldn't they actually be coming in? Like, all right.
Yeah.
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 I mean, the final laws of physics and gravity called out right away.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way. By the way, I thought this was. I say directed well, but all the stuff that's meant to look cool looks cool, whether it makes sense or not.
Yeah.
So Louis Leterrier, who directed this, and I'm like, you know what? It's stylish. It is.
But
to be fair.
What happens? Because they get out, so the car goes under the water.
Yeah.
Then they swim out, and then doesn't something else happen after that?
Yeah. Dante's like, oh well, Dom. Look at them bombs that are just all attached to the port beams. Now, how are you gonna get away from this? And he sets them off. Boom, boom, boom. And Dom's like, he's like on the little rocks that aren't quite wherever they are, right?
Yeah.
Looks like like you said, yeah. I was gonna say the bridge from Goldeneye. You said the Hoover Dam, right?
Yeah.
But also it does look like the dam from Superman.
Yeah.
So unless they all dams look the same, right? Whatever. Anyways, Dom's like he's like shielding his son. I'm like, there's a massive wave of water coming to kill you, Dom. I don't know how much you're gonna shield your son away from.
Freaking debris. Yeah, there's all this stuff that's not.
But if he had his car door, okay.
Survive. Yeah.
But if he had his car door, by the way, I guess what would happen is he'd jump up, grab his son, jump up, and then he could ride the waves like a surfboard.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Anyways, that's where that ends. So everything ends on a cliffhanger.
Yep.
Except we go back to Antarctica.
Yeah.
And Letty and Cypher are on a icy cliff edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a submarine comes and breaks the surface.
Yep.
Not that's in front of them.
The submarine she stole from number 8.
Yeah. I assumed anyways, right?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Then the submarine door opens and lady with binoculars looking around, and she pulls the binoculars down, and there you see Giselle. Smile and a wink. I'm like, right, but you should have been. You're just a smear on the tarmac.
Well, like I said that to my mum. My mum's like to me, well, if Shaw's brother survived, then he hit that tarmac harder than she did. I was like, yeah, good point.
Yeah, exactly. But at this point, we don't know if it's Giselle or Giselle's twin sister that we never knew from before or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's no. Yes, it's meant to be her, I guess, but it could just be someone.
Could be anyone at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyborg, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Rebuilt. Yeah, so that's where that ends. And then mid credits. What's it called? It's Big Hench. SWAT team members infiltrate a building somewhere.
I think it's a actual theatre in London. You know that?
Yeah.
Mum saying that looks familiar. I was like, yeah, it does. Yeah.
You see the Dominic DeVoto shrine again.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, this one's for Luke Hobbs.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, you killed my dad.
Yeah.
I'm after you.
Dom may have stole my money. Dom may have done something, but you pulled the trigger, and then you see him shooting, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And
then he takes off his mask and it's Dom. Hobbs, right? He takes off his mask and it's Dom. Wow, that'd be something, right?
Dom's always been two people.
Yeah. And then Hobbs is like, yo, I'm gonna get wherever you are, you son of a gun, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I'm not hard to find, you son of a
Yeah. Now, all right. So does that mean Dante is that voice in the background of Hobbs and Shaw?
Doubt it.
Yeah, I was like, but if it was, it would have made sense, right?
No, it wouldn't.
No, but then he knew Shaw and he didn't know Hobbs.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I was like, okay. All right, let's see how the next film goes. But I would have here's the thing in this film at this point. Yeah, I was like, okay, they probably should have had everyone still alive and on their own cliffhangers. Like John Cena's the only one that I don't think he should have died. I think he should have been in some perilous position as well.
I don't know. I think killing him in a way, as much as I don't like it, it kind of sets the stakes for it because
but I will go to that in a minute, right?
Yeah.
But it's just that when you kill a character and then another character comes back from the dead later, 5 minutes later, or 10 minutes later, or however, you're okay, so that's a bit weird because you nullified that, but it's like, oh, the shock, but then it's like, huh?
Yeah.
Whereas I was like, oh, the two ways they had options to do it, right? Which would have made more sense to me was either everyone's in a cliffhanger perilous position, and then you could have the Giselle return at the end.
Yeah.
Or Dante does actually murder other people in this film as well. Yeah. And when I say other people, I mean like the jabronis that no one cares about, as those guys in Fast and Furious 5.
Yeah, the Thingy Brothers. Yeah.
The Brazilian guys.
Yeah.
And then maybe murder some people from number 3 or whatever, right? Or even Owen Shaw as well. Like the lesser tier people. Just if you're gonna kill people, have some people actually die, right?
Yeah.
Or if you're not gonna kill, if you are gonna not kill people, at least have everyone on a cliffhanger, which they are in so then you're like, what's gonna happen next? It just seems a bit out of place. One person die.
No, I think one person die kind of because we know that the others ain't gonna die, so you kind of need to kill someone to give the film some slight stakes,
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. He should have killed more people. Should have actually killed more people. But in the second film, they must have some deaths because they're getting everyone back, what use are you gonna have? What use are you gonna have for DK? You know?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, because I can guarantee
and all his jabronis.
They're coming back for the next one.
Yeah, back to be killed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that geezer from number 8 as well. That raced up at the beginning.
No, they ain't gonna bring him back.
No. I'm just saying they could have just had him get killed as well.
But he's a nobody.
Exactly. That's the point.
He has no emotional stakes to anything. Really.
Oh no, no one. Yeah, but no one dies. I'm just saying, give Dante some good kills.
He killed the guy from Brazil.
Oh yeah. He blew up one guy who we just met, right?
Yeah.
No,
not just met. He was in Fast and Furious 5.
Oh yeah, but like you said, who's he?
He has more relevance than the guy from 8.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to throw lower tier jabronis that could die in this one, and then you get a bit. You get to the. So you kill the jobbers, right? And then you start killing mid-carders in the next film.
But I kind of get that. I don't. Killing Cena, as much as I don't like it, it makes sense.
Well, yeah. Although, when I say it makes sense to do, but in these movies, would that have actually killed him?
I don't know. Doubt it.
Yeah.
But I think that in this one, the more they start killing people, I think it would just be just shock value.
Yeah.
Because you got to set up the stakes for then the next one. When people die, it's more relevant. You know what I mean? Because obviously, I think Shaw's gonna die.
Which one?
Shaw.
Yeah, which one? There's 2 Shaws. Yeah. All right. Maybe.
Even his brother, I reckon, might die.
I think Owen Shaw will more likely die.
Yeah.
Because he's been around for the 4 movies. So
yeah, he will die.
Maybe Hobbs will die.
No.
You reckon not? Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see anyway.
Because of The Rock's how he is. I don't know.
No, but you know what? But this is not his franchise, so he could just be like, well.
Neither was Black Adam, but look what he did to that.
Yeah, but that's different. Black Adam actually has magical powers.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying look how much sway he had on that. So you know,
but
trying to think.
But yeah. So we'll see, right? Interested in where we go next, because Reyes actually is, as much as he hasn't been murdering people.
Yeah.
He has endangered a lot of them.
Yeah.
And he's not as maniac as exactly. But he has they've shown he's capable, right? Well, you could say the level of people that he did kill, but whatever, right? He's not being treated like a complete and utter. He's been set up as someone, right? For maybe they booked him well. It's the best way I can put it. Yes, he'll probably be the Andre the Giant to Hulk Hogan, the guy who beats up the build up so Dominic Toretto can defeat him, right? But whatever, right?
Yeah.
I reckon they should have the put some more not necessarily action stars, but some people of notoriety on that opposing team, because then you're like, right, you got all these celebrities or whatever, right? The main cast from Fast and Furious, and you're like, who's going to kill them? You know, when there was the inverted version of them in Fast and Furious 6, and you're like, these are a bunch of jabronis, you know. Well, but if you give a decent named people on the opposing side, you'd be like, all right, well, at least some of these people might have a chance against some of these other people.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean, the amount of money that I have to spend, by the way, is crazy.
Yeah.
If they do that. Not saying, they're definitively whatever, right? But
no.
In Infinity War, they could spend that much money.
Because I think, well, from what I heard, I know apparently that, what's his name? Vin Diesel wants Robert Downey Jr. in it as one of the bad guys, so we'll see.
All right. He's not, to me, I wouldn't think of action star bad guy. Keanu Reeves, maybe, but that depends on where you're gonna, how you position the team.
Even as much as I like Keanu Reeves, I can't see him in this film.
Well, that's why I'm thinking, in this franchise or in this film.
In the franchise, I can't see it. Doesn't.
Well, yeah. I mean, it'd be good for him to play different, but you look at Keanu, you're like, man, that guy's not evil.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be good turn if he did do it. But it all depends on, I guess, what kind of team you're going to have set up on the other side. So far, you've got Alan Richardson and Jason Momoa, right? I won't be surprised if you get someone like Scott Adkins on that side, right? That's kind of there. But yeah, I don't know. Robert Downey Jr., Keanu, I don't know. Keanu has done action films. Robert Downey Jr. is not. I would expect kind of he'd have to be kind of the man behind the man or something like that.
Well, for he could be the voice of that thing. But I still think they've tried to pretend that.
And then I hope personally, they bring Brixton back, half man, half machine, probably.
Yeah.
I hope they bring Yoon back. I know he got shot. I know. What's it called? Johnny Tran got killed, but hey, no one dies in these films, so they should just get him back.
Yeah.
Just for the lols. I also think who's that other one? The truck driver with the shotgun, the only man that's ever foiled the team.
Yeah,
they should get him back. And then he turns out to be some sort of high, big name actor or something like that. They get.
Yeah.
It was Keanu Reeves. It was Keanu Reeves driving the truck.
What they'll do is they will redo that scene, but then you'll see the person sitting next to him.
Yeah.
And it'll be someone else. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I see that happening.
Whatever. Some nuttiness. However, I mean, this franchise got not off the rails because it never was like. Well, it was rails, but yeah. The thing is, the first film was a crime drama, yeah. And then it turned into heist films, which then and then it turned into
all that action.
Yeah, Car Avengers, or whatever how you want to put it. Okay, fine. How that's just.
I remember I saw some moaning like, oh, they don't do races anymore. Like, to be fair, how far can you go with the racing part in these films?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it did its job where it intrigued me to how I'm gonna watch the second. What's gonna happen in the next one?
Yeah.
So yeah. And then here's the thing, right? If you're gonna go ludicrous, I think you should go full ludicrous and start going crazier and crazier.
Yeah. I'm glad.
Yeah. So just forget about reality at this point.
Yeah.
They drove cars into space.
Yeah. Even at that point, I was like, you know what? Screw it. People made a joke about it. We might as well just do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I respect them for that. I was like, I respect you for doing that. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So, but I do hope like some of the secondary characters they're gonna get back do kind of, I say die, but they're not there to do anything other than to up the stakes.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I want them to be cannon fodder. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Go out and blaze the glories. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, that depends because some people probably just get bombed in their own house or whatever. Like what's his name? What's that rapper? Ja Rule.
Yeah.
He'll probably be in it somewhere.
Nah, he's gonna be in it. He's he'll
probably get bombed in his own house then.
Because he's got nothing to do any story. Because I know
that's not really. Just go get killed.
He's ready. He probably killed himself after losing anyway. So
yeah.
Everyone who ever helped them, they're dead. So that's gonna be quite cool.
Well, you know what? Do you think they'll just skip into when they do the next film? You'd just be like, right. Ken Ross was like, yo, so this person's dead, this person's dead, this person's dead, and this person. And there's all these people that have helped them during the franchises that they just didn't need to get back.
I reckon there's some people like that. They might do it that way. It's pretty easier.
Yeah.
Like they kind of did with, what was it, in X-Men Days of Future Past, when you saw the people dead just on like a piece of paper. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah. But so you So overall, actually, quite it's watchable when you know what you're going into. I'm not trying to give it backhand compliments. I'm not trying to say, oh yeah, I don't want to admit I like a Vin Diesel film, right? Yeah. Nah, that's not that. It's well weaved where you don't have to worry about Vin Diesel just stealing the show. All the time. Yes, he does do his epic superhero rescues. Yes. Yeah. But other people deal with everything themselves as well, which is why I like. I'm like, all right, how are the other people gonna survive this?
Yeah.
You know.
How will they? Yeah.
Yeah, and then so and how are they? Like, I like how all the cliffhangers are ended, except for the one in the Arctic. They should have just had them off the cliff, like where they walked and they thought, okay, we just keep on walking. And then they walk to the cliff edge, and you're like, all right, how do we get away from here? Just put everyone on a cliffhanger.
No, I think that would have been kind of lame.
What do you mean?
Me personally, like they're just walking off a cliff.
No, not walking on a cliff, but they trying to get somewhere. Obviously, it's the Arctic where how you're going to see everything. But just like this is like, okay, how are we gonna? We're stuck now. What do we do?
I don't know, because I don't think you could kind of how they made Cypher. I don't think you could pull that off like that.
Yeah, that's well. To be fair, it's true. It's true. It just seems like, all right, there is hope when they should have been, all in a hopeless situation. If you get my drift.
Yeah.
No doubt, though, Dom is just gonna somehow.
Now, something's gonna come in the way to save him.
Yeah, I reckon Dom is gonna do what Moses did and just split the flood.
I reckon either Mr. Nobody's gonna come and save him, or this is when somehow John Cena's still alive and save something like that.
Yeah,
but
or one of the characters who Sean Bosworth somehow because he's creating the cars that can go into space. He's created a hover car or something like that. So I'm just joking. Anyway, we're speculating. We're just being as over the top as possibly could.
We'll find
but
out.
I'm intrigued, and I'm also thinking, all right, it probably is better to have it a trilogy than not.
Yeah.
And also, I'm just wondering, do you reckon they're going to do Hobbs and Shaw 2, or do you reckon they're just going to conclude everything with the next two films?
In the next two films.
Yeah. Will we ever find out who that voice is in Hobbs and Shaw? Do you reckon they're just going to tie it into this film? This last set of films.
Or they might not.
Yeah. And do you reckon...
Actually, they could do. They could do.
Do you reckon they're going to resurrect the bad guys? Like, you don't think Johnny Tran and his cousin Ronnie... I think it's Ronnie. Is it Ronnie? I don't know. His cousin's going to come back to get Dom Toretto.
Maybe. Like, we funded them all along. Since that thing you did, we became like billionaires and etc.
Or Johnny Tran has been in a coma for the past X amount of years. Legit, yeah. Since he got shot and never died. I don't know. I have to watch the scene again to see if he could have survived that. But hey, look at the things that people do survive in these films.
Yeah, it's gonna be something stupid.
But quite enjoyable film.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
We'll wait for the sequel in 2025.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. I thought they'd try and get them out as quick as they could, but whatever, sure.
Yeah, you know what? I just assumed it was going to be, what's it called? Filmed back to back.
That's what I thought, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I was researching, I was like, that's weird, but alright, cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully it is back to back. I don't know. To me personally...
No, I thought they were going to film this one and the next one back to back, but if they paused the filming on this one, so they could film the next two back to back, that'd probably make more sense.
Yeah, but I don't know. You would think they'll kind of figure that out way before this. Because, like, no one's getting younger. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think it might also be, let's just see it. We've spent a lot on this film. Let's see how much. Let's make some of that back first and then work out what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Even though they're probably writing the scripts and stuff like. Are you thinking Louis Leterrier should direct the next two installments?
Yeah, I suppose he's done this one.
I mean,
well.
Yeah.
You don't want
I think he is directing the next one. Yeah. He's already. I think he is. Yeah. Logically speaking, they should film those two back to back to make the most sense.
Because like I said, people ain't getting any younger, and plus, God forbid someone dies. That's important to the films, or you know what I mean. It's all that. Yeah, but
everyone's on a cliffhanger, so you could just say those people just didn't survive that particular cliffhanger. Yeah, but the other people did.
That's kind of bad.
A bit weird, a bit distasteful, but
but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Yeah. Plus, they need to do it quicker because he's kid. Just realize that kids grow up too fast in real life. So like, you don't want to bring this out in 2 years, and the kid he's like probably 10 or whatever, or he's like 15. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. The thing is also they could just recast him.
Yeah, but that's jarring and stuff like that. But yeah.
They could do the old John Connor thing where they just put his face under someone else's kid.
Yeah, true. Yeah, or just call the kid off and then you have to use it. Yeah.
But yes, I think the funniest thing is we just recast him.
Yeah.
Why not? It's an even darker skin color kid.
No, this is like just change it race completely. Like it should be like a Chinese kid. Like okay, that's
yeah.
see if anyone notices. Yeah.
Why not? Oh dear.
Hilarious.
But yes, yeah, yeah. If you know what you're going in for, and you accept it,
yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. As Kane said, embrace the hate, but you don't. No, I'm not the hate. I'm saying this time. You know, you just embrace the cartooniness. Yeah.
Embrace the strange. Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. Yeah. Thumbs up. For me.
Yeah. Some people like. Look, first of all, some people like plot. I'm like, what plot? Right. Some people like story. Well, I'm like, it's on paper. It's done well. Like how the writers kept everyone apart and separated and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
As to whether the story is actually, you know, any good itself, that's a different matter. But hey, you know, it was well put together.
Yeah, well put together.
Is what you expect from these films, and at this point, what we expect is cars doing crazy things.
Yeah.
And Dominic Toretto being anyone with Toretto genes being able to do craziness.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah. So that's I guess that's it for us now. Yeah.
Yeah. We spoke about the awesomeness of Fast X.
Do you want Robert Downey Jr. to be in the next film?
I don't mind. At this point, I don't mind. Yeah.
Do you want Keanu to be in the next film?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't know what it is because I love Keanu, but I don't know. It feel weird to be.
Do you want the Aquaman to become a trio, and you want Justin Hartley in the next version of this film?
Nah, I don't want him anywhere near it.
Okay. All right, fine. But you just hate your Aquaman.
No,
I mean, 2 Aquamans is enough for you, right?
It's enough Aquaman.
And I also think Jason Momoa showed in this film why he's going to be an amazing Lobo.
Oh, I hope that doesn't happen either.
Wow. All right.
It's just I don't know. Just it's too soon. It's too soon.
I'm the man who left the rest of the team so I could go rescue my mum, Siwai Chung.
And I am the easiest guy to find, you son of a bitch, Kyle Charles. And with all that, like, I don't know, for some reason, I knew he was coming, he's going to be in it. Before I saw because I didn't pay attention to any of the rumors that he's going to be in it or whatever. But then, like, there's little things like they're showing bits of him like from the past. They didn't show him that much. I was like, okay, that's a sort of way of getting around legally, whatever.
Yeah.
And then seeing him come back, I was like, that's cool. But then at the same time, I was annoyed. I don't know why. I think it's got to do with the backstage stuff and like how he was trying to be bigger than like I don't need his franchise, but now he's coming back.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking he's coming back for a good payday, and he'll probably get killed. Like he'll be one of those guys that the upper tier guys that need to get killed. Not to say, but I'm just like, right, you got him back. What are you gonna do with him? Because you got too many people. You got too many high profile, big name actors on the good guy side. You know, some people, some of you have to get a bit of a KO, a permanent KO.
Yeah, but we'll see. But yeah, so that just annoyed me. I don't know why. But yeah, that's us. If you've seen this film, let us know what you think. Did you enjoy it? Did you love all the weird stuff that are happening in this universe? Let us know. And you can do that by giving us a like and just follow on Twitter and Instagram. You can send us an email. All the ways of doing that is in the description bit down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe and tell your friends about us. And until next time, guys, thank you for taking a trip with us around the very fast and confusing world of the Fast and Furious and taking a trip with us around this multiverse. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.